So keep that in mind, put that on your calendar for if you want to deliver a speech, volunteer to help with escorts, just attend. I'm sure it'll be a great time. How many clubs will be participating in the area?
Well, it's 6 clubs in our area.
So there's six different clubs. So if you give us all a good chance to listen to other speakers, other styles, get some more ideas, and good time for just networking with other clubs. Did you have something else?
Yeah, I was just gonna say 2 of the other clubs in our area. No, wait, I'm sorry. 1 other club in our area and 1 club in another area have volunteered to contribute financially so that we can provide food. I think like we did last year. So that's something you guys can talk about if you want to do that too. But
yep. So this is kind of all late breaking news, and more information will be available and sent out to the group as the plans kind of get finalized. Other than that, I do not have any other announcements. Does anybody else have anything right now? Okay, so I'd like to call our invocation of the day today, which is Meg.
Today I would like to share a quote with you that I've kept throughout all the years. I found this little Hallmark card with this quote on it that was posted in my locker in high school, posted on my desk in college, and I've thought about it many times since then. It's very simple. It's just, when the going is all uphill, think of the view from the top. So it's just a simple reminder that when life's hard and you want to give up, just keep going, because the view from the top will be amazing. The results will be well worth the effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Meg. And I'm just going to switch up the agenda here real quick since I have word of the day rather than introducing our Toastmaster here and introducing myself back. So today's word of the day is brought to you by the 1980s, or inspired by the 1987 classic movie The Princess Bride. And the word of the day is inconceivable. It's an adjective meaning unimaginable or unthinkable. I think that this word is so easy that it's inconceivable that everybody can't mention it today while they're speaking. So I'd like to actually turn the meeting over to our wonderful, esteemed Toastmaster of the Year. Thank you.
good afternoon, everybody. So I kind of picked this up at the last minute. I don't really have a theme per se, but but I'm taking the PCAT tonight, and so my mind's kind of on other things. The PCAT's the pharmacy entrance exam, and so I'm taking that at 5 o'clock today. So after the meeting, I'm going to pick up my baby, drop him off at somebody's house to watch him for the evening, and then get there 30 minutes early so that they can scan the arteries in my hand to make sure I say I am. Oh, wow. They're hardcore. Very hardcore. 2 forms of IDs, scan your arteries. Yeah. However, the last time I took it was paper and pencil, and this time it's going to be on a computer, so definitely better. Okay, so I will first call up our general evaluator for the day to introduce his evaluation team, Tom.
As a general evaluator, my role is to keep an eye on the meeting, take some notes, and record how well we start on time, and also to introduce my team of evaluators. And right now I'll just say their names and have them give a brief little description of what it is they'll be doing and their role as part of the evaluator team. First, the speech evaluator. 2 is Alan.
Yes, I'll be evaluating Juan's on speech today, which will be Project 9, which is Persuasive Power. May I just tell you what I'm looking for in his speech is that the objectives that he can inspire us, convince us, and also call us to action. So he'll be trying to use some of the techniques in the book to do that. You might look out for that for him. And he should be speaking between 5 and 7 minutes.
Thank you. Our out counter today is Chris Frank. So I'll let Chris talk about it.
track of any ahs, ums, ers, and crutch words that you might use. So, and also fallback words such as and, but, like, that sort of thing.
Would anybody like to be the timer for the day?
Okay, I am going to time lines on speech, 5 to 7 minutes. The green will go up at 5, the yellow will go up at 6, and the red will go up at 7.
Can probably, I
That's
might
right.
run over, so can we do like 10, 12, 14?
I don't know, can
Or 9, 10, 11, how's that?
we? Okay, 9, 10, 11, it
Thank
is.
20, 25.
Table topics will be 1 to 2 minutes, so the green will go up at 1, yellow 1.5, and red at 2.
Thank you. Thank you for the evaluation team.
Sorry, I should have made sure real time would fill. Michelle was. Okay, do we have everything else? So Alan, you're evaluating. Alan's evaluating. Alan's not who's here. So we're just gonna, hold on a second.
You wanna juggle?
What?
You wanna juggle for us?
You're doing meeting with this, right, John?
Yes, I am.
And you're videotaping. I guess I don't really have anything clever to say.
I find it inconceivable that you can't.
When Sheila was president, she wouldn't be quiet. She's Toastmaster.
I can talk about the area contest, I guess, while I have the floor. So, spread the word, and we're going to keep talking and talking and talking about this when there's more people around. But I think some of us, not to mention any names, might be really good at the contest. What were the topics again? Do you remember, John?
I don't remember.
Do you know
Our
me?
area governor.
Yeah, but I told you because it's your responsibility. Do you know what they generally are in the fall? Tall tales, I think, is one of them, and then some other topic.
Maybe I can just quick talk about the Toastmaster. How do we run the roster? How we determine the roster? Jason brought up a good point. Maybe we bring a sheet like a roster. Then we pick up a Toastmaster like after today's meeting, and he or she will be responsible to find, the next to fill the roster for next week. Then she'll pass he'll pass the sheet to bring that to next meeting, and then pick up a Toastmaster from there. So that way, the Toastmaster is actually it's going to be in charge of the roster, responsible for remind people about speakers, all that. So it's kind of taking the burden of the VP of Education, which is me.
So will the Toastmaster have visibility to people's requests to the VP of Education about what roles they need or speeches?
Yeah, that's a good question. I can definitely send out. I can ask people beforehand and then send out for the next 3 months or 2 months, what are people's objectives and goals, and they can ask people to sign the roles during the meeting or right after the meeting. It's just the way I think, because people here, it's pretty more like among all these attendees, probably likely to find one person can attend the next meeting, right? So that way, at least we have one Toastmaster have 1 week to prepare the roster instead of we doing 2 or 3 days beforehand. If you guys are okay, we can start next week.
Yeah,
Or
or
this-
if after
after
the meeting, if
today's
someone
meeting.
wants to do
Yeah.
Toastmaster next week, we'll ask that at the end of the meeting, see who wants to sign up.
Yeah.
Oh, right, so we have a guest.
Yes, I just, spur of the moment, invited Tanya, who works with me in regulatory, because I saw Wanzan speech is, it appears it's going to be about barefoot running, running, and we just had a conversation this morning about that, so I invited Tanya to come and at least hear Wanzan. So, thank you. Welcome.
Okay, so without further ado, Wanzan is doing his ninth speech in his Competent Communicator Manual, and Wanzan is going to try to persuade us that we need a running lesson and not that good looking pair of high-tech shoes. Please welcome Wanzan.
How many of you can swim? How many of you took at least one swimming lesson? Basically all of you except John. How many of you can run? Pretty much all of you. How many of you took at least one running lesson? 2? Not too bad. So why? People think like, people don't just jump in the pool, start swimming to take a lesson. But people don't think running. We need to take a running lesson. People think, yeah, it's so easy, right? You put one foot, then put another foot ahead of that, then you start running. And I was doing that for the good portion of my life until I got injured about 8 years ago. I was not even a good runner. I placed like bottom half of all the races I ran. And most active pure, I probably run 15 miles a week. That's real light. So I couldn't figure out what's wrong. I got the symptom of like typical runner's knees. I have one area right under the kneecap, both my knees. Like only when your legs extend to a certain angle, it hurts. And it hurts more when you go downhill than go uphill. One doctor told me, oh, there's nothing you can do, just rest up, and if it doesn't get better, just quit, go swimming. Another doctor told me, just ice your knees after each run. And also she recommended me go to a therapy, physical therapy. So I did 4 sessions of physical therapy. Basically what they did, when they go there, they put a heater on both my knees for 20 minutes. Then the therapist will come in and just kind of ask me to relax, shake my legs, then like jerk my leg, grab my ankle, and just kind of shake them loose. And in her words, like, I'm not biomechanic, like not correct, but not biomechanic suit for running. So when she lined, she said, I'm lining up your knees, hips, and your backs, so you can run better. And right after that each session, like I did feel better. I can run, you know. But the problem is after 2 or 3 days, it collapsed again. It just didn't work. Then I tried different shoes. So I think maybe I just need heavy duty motion control shoes. I know they call oval nature. So somehow I don't know exactly what it means, but my legs twisted. It's kind of wobbly around when when I run. So I said maybe that's what I need. And look how strong, how thick the heel is. To its credit, it does help when I walk. I can definitely feel, you know, it's less wobbly in my legs, but it didn't it didn't help all the way. I still after run a mile or 2, I still feel pain. Just can't go on. So basically, I quit until last year.